Welcome in to DC on Screen. This is episode 331. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
And we are getting super spoilery on The Flash 314, Attack on Central City. To recap, the attack on Central City is on. Grodd's army is knocking at the door and is causing trouble. He has sent Gypsy over already, and she attacks the team. Harry puts her down, and they put her in the vault. Barry starts thinking she's Oliver. Barry starts thinking he's Oliver and wondering if he should just kill Grodd once and for all. But Harry reminds him that he's an inspiration and there's always another way. Anyway, Grodd's first plan is to deploy a nuke, being that he can use a general as an avatar, but the Flash disarms the bombs with moments left. That plan failing, Grodd descends upon the city, preparing to wreak havoc. But Vibe and a reluctant Gypsy have retrieved Solovar from Earth 2 and promise to sequester Grodd if Solovar takes him out without lethal force. Solovar succeeds and the Earth 2 guerrilla army marches back through Vibe and Gypsy's portals to their home. I just realizing how silly this all sounds.
I was writing this recap like, well, it all happened. Blah, 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 blah.
To finish up, Vibe realizes he wants to marry Gypsy. Harry bids farewell and asks Wally to treat Jesse well on Earth 1, and Barry finally asks Iris to marry him. Also, Jesse asks Wally to pick up a big belly burger, and Wally instead finds himself a big helping of Savitar. So, you want to start off with the positives on this episode?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to start off with the line that made me laugh the most. That damn gorilla almost got me this time.
I don't even remember who said that.
Joe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I do like there's like a running bit where he almost kills Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That and the kiss at the end, the Gypsy Vibe kiss. That was good. The Wally and Jesse, the look on their faces, fantastic. Just great moment. And then just his simple like, I'm gonna marry that woman. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cisco always gets me.
I enjoyed Gypsy's, are you trying to Luke Starkiller me?
Yeah.
And Cisco going,
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's kind of a deep pull. Like, for people who aren't in the know, that was, Starkiller was the original name for the Skywalkers in the old, and George Lucas's first scripts.
Apparently that didn't make it, that apparently got through editing, I guess, over there.
Yeah. Well, at least on Earth 19.
Yeah. Something else about Earth 19. Their marketing people are geniuses. All right, think about Valentine's Day. That's so limited. Friends Day.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I mean, come on. Let's. If anyone is sentimentally attached to Valentine's Day, I'm sorry, but it was a marketing thing that happened. It is a thing to make you buy things. So just limiting it to like just couples and couples that are actually like okay enough with each other to buy things for each other. It was almost silly in hindsight. Friends Day. God, there was so much money in that. I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yeah.
I had to buy
I'm glad we didn't do that.
I'd have to buy like 3 whole cards for all my friends.
I don't know. I get caught up though, you know. Like I dig Valentine's Day just because I like getting stuff from my girlfriend. I would just much rather not go through the whole thing than get something. That's the best gift Valentine's can get me any year is just being ignored completely. Yeah. See, at any given time, there's any number of things that I would like to purchase for my girlfriend. So when I enjoy extra holidays is what I'm saying, so that I can have like an excuse to be like, by the way, here's a bag full of things that I got you. And
that's great. Good. I mean, I'm glad you want to do that. I
do that with all of my friends.
Yeah. Glad you have that extra opportunity. Just kind of, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I would take a Friends Day, is what I'm saying.
I would prefer not. But
there would be so many Beatles things for you.
Oh,
sir.
Thank you. Still don't want it. I had 2 more things I liked. Ready?
Yeah.
When Gypsy breaks in, Harry finally gets to use his giant gun.
Mm-hmm.
Just happy for him. And this is the first time I've seen any evidence that either Jesse or Wally thought things were moving too fast when he says, oh, we can get you a place. And she's like, you mean our place? And then Wally looks scared. And I was like, finally, somebody understands there needs to be some brakes applied to this thing.
Absolutely.
Because you two are running away with it.
Yeah, that's just... How about you go back to Earth 2 and you guys try texting this time?
Yeah. And like in a few weeks, they've gone from like, I'm mad, you didn't text me, to we're getting a place together.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't figure out what she was saying about anything at the end of that episode. Like, they're sitting on the couch watching the movie, and she's saying something. Me and Bethany rewound it like 4 or 5 times. We couldn't understand what they were saying.
I wasn't paying attention at all.
We could catch what Wally said, but not her. She was saying something about maybe war? I don't know.
I felt like they were watching, I don't know, it was an old, like, Casablanca-ish kind of movie or something. I don't know. It was just a setup for the belly burger and the reveal with Savitar. Yeah. My brain went, okay.
Right.
So, to the meat of it, not just the funny stuff. It's still a funny, entertaining episode. I don't think The Flash has never failed to be a funny, entertaining episode most of the time. They're always funny, mostly entertaining. And then usually there's some heart. And Harry's little like, I look at you out there battling the darkness with honor and hope, and I'm reminded there's always another way. Always.
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
That was good.
Okay, we've got our heart. We've got it.
Mm-hmm.
But would you like to get started on the other stuff, Dave?
Well, okay. Dude, Harry felt a little off this episode. He just did. And I'm not sure if it's Tom Cavanaugh not being able to transition between HR and Harry well. But Harry didn't feel like Harry completely.
I'm not sure I caught that. I'd have to go back and watch it again to really get that.
But HR has proven himself time and again, and I'm really tired of everyone treating him like crap. Like Harry spitting in his freaking coffee, man, that wasn't cool.
It wasn't, but Harry's only seen this guy a couple times. He hadn't grown with him and gone through stuff with him.
I know. I
don't think Cisco would spit in his coffee, for God's sake.
Still, it's just I don't know. It just kind of made me angry a little bit. Because, importantly, we're supposed to still be liking Harry. So maybe the writers shouldn't make us dislike Harry by making him do awful things to someone that they've worked hard to make us like. Just my thought. I mean, they made it clear last episode, because we couldn't do it without him. Okay, that should be enough for Harry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. There might be some hidden... there might be something to, needing a little more time with seeing a version of yourself that's like a complete idiot. Like Harry prides himself so much on being Harry, and then he looks over and there's this freaking goofball in his skin.
I get it. It's the Council of Ricks making fun of the one Rick that was mentally challenged or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He wasn't even mentally challenged. He was just not a Rick. He just wasn't a genius.
I think he was actively mentally challenged, but I think they went that far with him. But
but he made Jerry so happy.
He did. But I really
God, you guys, why aren't you watching Rick and Morty?
Oh God, I hope they are. Yeah, dude. I could headcanon a little bit that if you're somebody like Harry, you've always had so much expected of you, as far as just being exceedingly brilliant, and it's always been so much pressure, and then you see some happy goofball version of yourself, and you're like, why didn't I get to live that life? Happy goofball. And I could see resenting that.
Yeah. I want there to be some resolution to it where Harry kind of comes over and is like, hey man, so I've been reading some of your books. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good. I actually did like that Barry saving Solovar last week was responsible for his, quote, other way this week.
Yeah.
I thought that was a kind of a nice tie-up.
Just spare his life like I spared yours.
Yeah. That was cool. I felt like I shouldn't, but I liked Barry wondering if he should kill. I just did like that. I
do like it. I mean, Iris saying losing what makes the Flash. My life isn't worth it if that's what it costs to save me. This is the thing I'm liking about Iris as of late. She understands her place on this team to some extent, and she's willing to make sacrifices for the team, and that's one heck of a sacrifice. But I think it makes. Let me put it this way. Not only does it make sense for him to question, I think it's mandatory that he question it.
Sure.
In his position, with his powers, with as much as he's been through with this gorilla that, as he says, keeps coming back stronger and smarter and with a better plan, I think it'd be silly not to question whether he should pull the trigger finally.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you can't always be you can't be that hopeful all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have people around that can bounce back at you and go, hey man, that's not you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I know I was supposed to just be doing the negative right now, but there was a whole bunch of stuff that was positive that I just didn't mention for some reason. We got to see Accelerated Man in Earth 19. I was really super excited about that.
Yeah, but I kind of went, that's all? Oh.
That was a tease, man. They had him in full getup.
I know.
They had him in full getup in those pictures, so I'm sure that we're going to get more of them.
Hope so.
Dude, Jesse L. Martin could do Grodd, man. He did a good job.
He did a good job. He did a good job.
He did a good job with Grodd. Yeah, those were the other things. Sorry. Those were the other good things.
Well, I mean, it's okay to, like, interject good things in a show, probably.
Yeah, probably. But, every once in a while, like, I did feel like some of the CGI was good, but I feel mostly like their eyes were a little bigger than their stomach. This episode, like, I felt like they were trying to go for something, and then they, like, failed on almost every conceivable level.
I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, the CGI was a little off here and there. The gorillas have moved a little weird. I don't know. That may be a lack of familiarity with gorillas on my part. I don't know.
I mean, I've never seen a gorilla in armor.
I've definitely never seen one move in armor, and I've only seen a few move. Period. And I don't know. That it may be that they know more about the realistic movements, and it just looked weird for me.
Yeah.
So every now and then I felt like it moved weird, but I couldn't prove it. And when you go to the long shots and stuff like that with all of the gorillas out there, like, yeah, it looked a little fake, but I'm not hating on that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything nearly as bad as, like, when Flash was fighting Flash. Like, it looked like the Placekeeper CGI got put in the episode accidentally.
Yeah. I don't know. There were a couple of bits that it felt very, very, like, 90s movies, like, where it was just like, oh, look at that really CGI green screen thing falling off of that building.
Look at the cow in the tornado. Okay.
Yeah. Like I've said it before, said it again, old school Star Trek fan, love old Doctor Who, Twilight Zone. I can get behind some bad special effects. I'm good. It's not going to take me out of it completely or anything. It just, they built this up. They built the attack on Gorilla City, attack on Central City 2-parter up so much. And, like, this, the quote-unquote attack on Central City was a block of bad damage and some bad CGI.
It was pretty much a block of stuff that needs to be repaired, and then a guerrilla battle, and then they quietly and politely retreat back to their place.
And the quote-unquote attack on Gorilla City was they were in the forest, and they got kidnapped, and then they were in an arena, and then they left.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, not really feeling the titles.
It was a little overstated, I believe.
Should have been like Attack on 3rd Street.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the closest they got to attacking Central City was the nuclear plan, which is fine. But two things bothered me. Is like, one, I know they even explained it in the show that, like, you can try as many variations as you want. I just don't believe that ever. I can't try as many variations on getting onto my own bank account as I want. Like, it will lock you down. I just refuse to believe. And he specifically said, like, oh, it's old tech, it's this, and blah, blah, blah. I get why they said it was that way. I just still don't believe it. Mm-hmm. But, to be fair, they did say it. But they're all sitting there, like, looking for a plan B. I'm like, dude, you've got 2 Vibers. Like, let the missiles launch and vibe them the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. Like, you could just transport stuff to places now. You know what's happening on Earth 3? It's shit over there. Go ahead and send it down to the crime syndicate.
Mm-hmm. Or just launch it into outer space.
Yeah, I mean they can do things. Now, is that one that bothered me?
Well, to be fair, I don't remember if Gypsy was actually involved in that part.
I think
it may have only been Cisco.
It may have been,
and I don't know if he would have been powerful enough to actually vibe that entire thing somewhere else. Because he needed Gypsy's help to bring Solovar.
Did he? Oh. All right, maybe that's. I mean, maybe he just hadn't.
They did it together, and he went to Earth 19 and asked her for help in doing so. So I assume.
I just thought even Cisco himself would be powerful enough to vibe him somewhere by now.
I mean, I think his powers are kind of inconsistent on the show because, I mean, he's clearly vibed, like, they don't even need, like, the portals anymore because they just had him, like, vibe the entire team over to Earth 2, but apparently now he needs her help with Solovar. I don't know.
I mean, Solovar's a rough customer, too. Maybe it was more like I'd like some backup on this one kind of thing. Not so much a powers limitation, more just it's a giant gorilla. Giant, very mean gorilla that almost took out Flash. Would you like to come with me on this one?
Yeah, that's possible. Sure.
And I'd wondered about, he said, like, I can, be the hero I know you want to be. And he was talking before about, like, we vibrate, I can, I forget how he put it, but it was like, I can feel what you're feeling a little bit. And for a second, I was like, can he like vibe her emotions? No, that's weird. I forgot though. On a previous meeting, like on their first meeting, he kind of talks about how they're vibrating in the same kind of frequency, so he can feel a little bit of what she's feeling. Like, oh, okay, that's old. Okay, that's established stuff. Cool.
Yeah, that's why he knows that she's so into him.
Yeah, I guess that's why he's so cocky. Like, who doesn't want more time with his face? Give me 2 seconds. With his face.
I'll talk her into it. I wish he'd cut his hair.
I know.
It's so bad.
But I've gotten so used to it.
Nah, man, he needs to get to comic book vibe with a short do.
Short do, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's got a weirdly shaped head, and it'll just like ruin it. You know?
Yeah. I kind of like the pulled back look he had going on in Earth 2.
You just leave all the top and cut off the bottom. You know, do the whole '90s Eric Matthews look. You know.
So how'd you like the how'd you like the proposal?
I honestly forgot it happened.
Can tell how interested we are in the romantic sides of these shows.
Yeah, like I just sit there and go like, they're moving too fast. Like, it's a show called The Flash, guy.
Yeah.
They're moving too fast.
No, they're moving like snails compared to Jesse and Wally over there.
They're both speeds.
Glacials.
Yeah, I mean, I was just speaking in general terms about the relationships on the show, not
yeah.
specifically Iris and Barry. But yeah, I'm fine with Barry and Iris, you know, getting hitched, whatever.
It was a good little speech too. Like, there's always another way, you know, making a future, our future, all that stuff.
Hey, you know, I mean, this is the Flash here. I'm actually digging the fact that, you know, he's popping a ring on her. They're living together. All right, cool, man. This isn't, you know, Smallville where we're like digging into season 6 or 7 or some such nonsense, and Clark is like, maybe I'll tell Lana.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a lot to talk about in that when we do a Smallville episode finally.
Thread the needle, Clark.
Yeah.
She's gonna figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna do it. Hopefully the next episode will be better.
It's just been a little off for some reason these last 2 episodes. Like there was some. I liked the previous one. It just kind of. It didn't feel quite right. But it was definitely. It was a good episode. I liked it. I liked seeing Harry back. I wasn't actually down on really anything that happened except the gypsy thing, which I still think is you know, kind of crap. Like, how did they get? I still don't know how Gypsy got to where she had to be. I was out on a bounty on Earth 2, and okay.
Yeah, that did not. That I remember when she said it. I went, oh, that won't make Jason happy.
Yeah, like I wanted something legitimate, like something with some meat on it for that. No luck on that though. I think I am going to end up just not getting to ever know that. That's going to be my version of Deadbolt from now on. Still got that running bit about I don't know where he got his powers.
They never said.
They never did. Like, Deadbolt's just still hanging out there.
He wasn't anywhere near Central City during the particle acceleration.
And he's not a meta. So apparently there's a third way that they never told us about. So I'll put that in the Deadbolt pile, I'll call it.
No, they're just setting up, you know, the idea that there's going to be different kinds of metas, and we're just going to get used to it.
Yeah, of course.
They were just setting a precedent. No need to explain.
That they've never gone back to.
Yeah.
They wrote it down in an old dusty notebook, threw it away. All right, so Savitar's after Wally, though. It was said that Julian had some business to finish up with family in London, and actually I scrolled through some comments, and somebody had put that quote. I think it was Caitlin who said that he was doing business. They had put that quote over a picture of the Malfoy family. That was pretty good.
That's funny.
Anyway, so you got to wonder if somehow off screen Savitar caught up with Julian. I mean, Julian's not here. Suddenly Savitar is. You got to wonder if that's relevant. I have nothing else to say about it. But
I did not wonder that, and I don't know what to do with the thought now.
I don't have really anywhere to go with it. It's just I see one thing in one hand, and there's the other in the other, and I don't know if I'm supposed to put my hands together or not.
Not that I couldn't come up with something. It's just I don't care.
There's not enough.
Really?
There's not enough to chew on. I mean, we could sit there and speculate, but yeah, just 2 seconds at the end of an episode. And I have seen the promo for next episode, and sure enough, the box is empty. But I don't know what else to really say past that.
Well, you know, I don't we haven't had enough Julian for me to really trust him yet, or to be shocked by anything. So I'm like, whatever. Like, I enjoy Julian. I've come to like him as a character, but I don't trust him fully.
I liked his place on the team. He was kind of taking over where Harry did, being kind of the dick everyone needs.
Yeah, I dig that, but I don't necessarily believe that, he's going to stick around.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was all I had. I wish we could have been less down on this episode, but
I know it always makes me really sad when we're down on the Flash.
I know, because I'm sure they'll be back. Got the Wrath of Savitar next week.
Yeah. We are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at DC On Screen. We're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizeteamup.com. And we're going to be coming right back with a review of Arrow 515, Fighting Fire with Fire. And actually really pretty well liked that
pretty
episode.
Solid,
so,
yeah. Arrow's the one that stayed on par this week.
Golden Child this week.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, until then, guys, keep some DC on your screen.